So it's starting to feel like Bitcoin is on edge at the moment. And with the FOMC around the corner on Wednesday, we're going to have tons of volatility. So today is all about key long zones and key short zones that are going to tee you up for an intense week here in the crypto market. So let's go. Remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, and hit the subscribe. And obviously, it's Monday, so we're bringing chaos into the house as well. And we've obviously got Mr. 𝗵𝗆. You guys have to see this. They didn't plan their outfits. Just show them your outfits quickly. I mean, what is going on here? Okay, there we go. Supermen. Okay, how's that? Supermen are in the house, and we're gonna get chaos in very soon because he's telling us it might be time to short PEPE. Now, we have seen so far today. In the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 divergence, and now it's playing out. PEPE, for some reason, is holding up at resistance. Is it time to open that short? I've started it. Chaos tells me I should be looking at it pretty soon. So Chaos, jump in when you have to, okay, if it starts rolling over, and keep us posted there. And we're going to carry on now with the regular stuff. So what you guys are going to see on the show, we're going to cover Bitcoin lower time frame. Then we're looking at news, a couple of stocks, and then we're jumping into altcoins. I've probably got 5 to 8 altcoins for you guys. You're going to get proper setups here on some of these things. Okay, so overall, banter bubbles. You can see PEPE outperformer today, also doing nicely. Zcash finally alive again. Almost interesting. Whenever the market rolls over, Zcash seems to do its thing. So Zcash, anyone that got that 300 trade with me on Zcash, you're doing pretty well at the moment. So overall, nice and green in terms of what we've seen here. But I think the bigger picture was a Sunday pump and then a Sunday dump. And then another chase back to highs. So extreme volatility this weekend. And it takes us back into the place where, you know, we can see 80% of the time we cannot trust a Sunday pump. It's very rare to see a Sunday move like that and then a continuation into Asia. So just a reminder for everybody, and especially the new traders out there, if you get a big green Sunday pump, you always want to be taking profits. You want to be looking for some hedge shorts in some key zones, because I'd say 80-90% of the time, these things roll over every single time. Okay, I really do sound like, what does that movie from Anchorman? Okay, now in terms of BTC, sitting in a 91,600-ish short. We'll take a look at that now, but we have moved into a bounce zone. So I did tell the hackers I was jumping into a long here on BTC. So I am looking for a short-term push to the upside on BTC. So support right now, 89,440. I'm not looking for miracles here. I'm not really looking for new highs. You can see why we've got tons of bearish divergence now on the 1 hour. So that is not looking good. This has now started to play out for us. We are dropping lower, and until we see a nice solid reversal here at the lows, a little bit of caution on getting too long in this market. Okay, so you want to be super careful here, but 89,400, you can see this is our support, and we had a CME, a tiny little CME gap earlier today at this 89.5 level. So that looks like it has been dealt with. And what can we expect now on the short term from BTC? Well, possibly a little push now today into the upside here, maybe into that undercarriage, and then some kind of further reversal. Again, it's subject to change. We're going to just play these levels. We're going to use these reaction zones as we go. And then in terms of the big resistance for me today, 91,700. So nothing to really panic about beyond there. 91,750. And then you've got 92,800. Makes sense to me in terms of rejection zones. Now, if we do drop lower during the course of the day, and you can see our 1 hour bearish divergence does have a little bit more to go here. So it can tell us that we can see possibly lower levels. What I would suggest here, guys, don't even mess around at these interim zones up here. I would say focus on the lows here, this 87,700. Focus on that zone. That for me is going to be the next sort of high conviction bounce zone that you want to look at. Maybe a little sweep below that type of region, but 87,700 making a ton of sense to me there for BTC. Okay, so big week upcoming. We've got job numbers tomorrow. We got FOMC coming on Wednesday. We can expect all sorts of drama and things like that. And I want you guys to be well prepared at these key levels here, so that we can take advantage of the action. Okay, let's get into the news, and let's see what's cooking here at the moment. So 320 million in liquidations on a Monday. Nice little Monday here for us at the moment. Again, not enough to excite James anymore. He used to get so pumped over 200. Now it's nothing. It's nothing for him. But who's feeling tired? I wonder if Chaos and James are feeling tired. I mean, I bought the dip. James is nodding in the back there. How are we feeling? Are we feeling
I'm tired, boss? I'm tired.
I'm not tired. I'm good.
The thing is, one of these dips is going to be the pumper. And you almost don't want to miss the opportunity. You don't want to miss these moves here. And again, I say just play these levels consistently. One of them is going to be the banger that sends us for a couple of weeks here in the market. So guys, don't get too despondent like these guys. Crypto searches are dead on Google. Nobody is interested in BTC and crypto now. Look at this. We back to levels from October 23. We back to and also October 2023 and October 22. Look at that, September 2024. We are back in the dullies over here. It's not looking good, boys. It's looking dry. And I think when we get to these types of areas, you can see typical chop for a while, and then maybe some kind of rocket. Look, James not looking happy. I mean, he's not looking happy with the current situation. Okay, so guys, big week ahead. Obviously, we've got job openings data coming out. We've got the FOMC, and we got Jerome Powell. We're going to talk so much shit about Jerome Powell. I actually can't wait. It's going to be an absolute banger. Yeah, I think we're going to have to stream this thing live in the Chart Hackers Discord. So we'll cover that, guys. We might even get a couple of trades there. So we'll be covering that this week. It's obviously going to create a ton of volatility for us. And the last three FOMCs have dumped Bitcoin. Will this time be different? James, will this time be different?
I don't know. It's the biggest week in crypto ever, though. That's all I know.
Okay, fine. Chaos, is this time different? Are we pumping?
I don't know if it's going to be different or not. Probably not. But you know what? We'll take advantage of the dips. It's fine. It's
such shitty answers. I mean, can these boys not take a position? I want to see what you guys are saying here in the chats. Go into the chats. I'm running a poll here at the moment. I want to see what you guys think about the current market. So go into the chats here and let's see the poll that I'm running here. 53% think it's going down. 47% think it's going up. Okay, guys, Come on, can everyone stop sitting on the fence so much here? This is very frustrating. We need to take a position, boys, even if we're wrong. Okay, it's totally fine. We just got to take it. Okay, let's get into the rest of the stuff here. So, what have we got here? Oh, we got Trump approval ratings. James is going to love this. Not looking good at the moment. Okay, Trump approval rating on the economy and inflation hits new all-time lows. Okay, so there's a lot of drama going on here at the moment, but he can probably revive himself by pumping our bags, I'm sure. I mean, he's basically
Fox News too. This isn't CNN or something. These are his supporters. You know what I mean? Because those polls obviously are skewed depending on who's giving them out. These are his people that are unapproving. So yeah, that's why they keep pushing this whole stimmy check talk.
Yeah,
trying to find something.
Crypto votes as well. I mean, think about it. Like everyone got decimated. Okay, they're obviously not happy with him. Okay, let's talk silver. Still sitting in that long. I think it's time to close. I'm getting fatigue here, sitting in silver, doing nothing at the moment. So guys, no changes to silver in terms of the movement over the last week. But for me, I think I'm going to cut this one right now. And in terms of the gold short, well, again, been sitting in this thing for a week. It's still shorty at the moment. So I am looking for a little bit more downside on this thing. Let's see if it's going to play out. So silver and gold, I mean, that is the current situation. I think I'm actually going to just cut the silver. I've got absolute silver fatigue here at the moment. Okay, so silver, I'm done. MicroStrategy, I'm still long here. Circle, I'm still long. Gold, I'm running the short. Look what's in front of you here. I've got a Netflix order on BTCC here at 93. We're going to talk about this now. Chaos, my MicroStrategy, a little bit underwater. You had some commentary on this thing. What are we doing? What are we doing with MicroStrategy?
Well, listen, we had a sweep. I'm on the 12-hour chart, and we had a sweep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles ago, and we left a bit of a wick. I sort of think it's more of a bullish hammer. And to be honest with you, I'm actually targeting all of the VWAPs and the moving averages and the dynamic and the quantum reactor. Oh, you got my screen up there. Perfect. Okay. Essentially, all it is a bullish hammer there. We've had our sweep. My stop loss is below that sweep. I'm literally targeting this entire resistance area. There's a massive amount of stuff here. For me,
how big is the move? What's the size here?
Is just up to it's still 80%. It's a big trade.
No. Oh my god. Okay, no, guys. I mean, look, I'll be happy with 20. Okay, so I mean, just in summary, yeah, I'm sitting in MicroStrategy, obviously on BTCC, been in here for a hell of a long time, and okay, so I'm going to carry on holding this one. I'm closing silver. I'm leaving gold. Circle, obviously, also a crypto play, and I've got an order waiting here, guys. Netflix 93. Let's talk about this. Why am I waiting for Netflix? Well, Netflix is rolling over. They made a play for Warner Brothers, and now we see Paramount has stepped in, and they're offering a better deal, and they're going to have support from Trump as well. So things aren't looking good on that front for Netflix. Basically, the deal that they thought they had is now not happening, and I can't see it happening. And with that, Netflix is dropping now like a stone. Okay, so obviously at some point we do get a DCB, and I'd like to see a DCB either at 93. This makes sense to me, or alternatively we're looking at 84. So right now I've got an order at 93. The risk is about 2 to 3%. If we drop lower than that, I am going to cut it, but I am looking for the bounce here on Netflix. Okay, so anyone that wants to long it with me, BTCC, BitGet, you can trade these stocks here at the moment. There are obviously links in the show description here for you guys. In terms of the S&P, nothing to report. Main support now 6,750, really just a grinder at the moment. Let's look at some BTC things as well. And Abe says, someone remind me what a DCB is. Guys, come on. It's a dead cat bounce. Come on. Let's get a dead cat bounce out of this thing. Okay, so Alex Wacy says, can't stop thinking about this chart. My God, people are turning bearish. Every Bitcoin rejection from this line has led to a 70% crash. Okay, so if we get a 70% dump here, we're looking at 40K BTC according to this chart. Now, again, obviously, guys, everything is possible. But again, you're watching the show, we're getting long, we're getting short, we're playing the game, and it's very unusual if it goes down in a straight line, unlike, October 10th, obviously. But typically, you're going to have a lot of fun before it gets to 40K. So it's nothing to really be too concerned about, especially if you're a trader. If you're a long-term bag holder, well, I mean, that's a slightly different discussion to be having. But in terms of the hackers, traders, and the way we operate, it's not really a big deal. For us, we just want to play the good zone. So in terms of BTC, Chaos is waving at me here. What are we doing? Okay, hold on. I can't hear Chaos. Hold on. I can't hear Chaos.
Sound check.
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yes.
Perfect. PEPE is just hitting the zone, the VWAP right now.
Okay, so quickly tell us here. Are we short? What are we doing?
Okay, I'm short. Already. Yep, so just very quickly, I've just opened up a short just to give you guys a clear look at this. There's essentially a range play in play. Okay, we've just hit resistance. Okay. This is also an anchored VWAP. Sorry?
Stop size?
The percentage is from entry 2.2%. So it's a nice close stop. So you can probably go on a 4 or 5x quite comfortably. Whilst we've been talking, it's already rejecting. It's making a wick now.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so I've already started a short. I'm just considering now adding a little bit to this thing. Okay, I'm trading this one on BitGet here at the moment. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more to this one. Why do you think this thing is so pumpy at the moment? What is going on? I mean, why is it going against the grain?
James may know the answer to that, but literally, guys, your entry, it's actually leaving right now. It was 4918 or so. We'll probably come back and fill this wick again, so you guys will still get a chance to ape in. Don't just market buy, or market short, rather.
Okay, so our risk is about 2%. Your 2%. Exit point is? What is the top of
at the very least, I'm targeting a VWAP, which is down at 4503.
Where's your exit? What's the stop loss?
It's about the stop, no problem. 5016.
Okay, 5016, guys. 5016. If you close above there, obviously you want to be careful. What we are seeing here, obviously, is PEPE is showing relative strength today for whatever reason. We don't know. Okay, the rest of the market showed bearish divergence. Let's see. Obviously, as usual, don't ape in here. Exercise caution at these types of levels, because if it goes wrong, you want to make sure your risk is protected. And what we're going to get Chaos to do here is, can you give us a second backup level, a little bit higher up? Will you just take a look there and give us our backup plan? Because obviously, if the market is rolling over here, these other things are going to obviously join this thing to the downside. So Chaos will give us a backup plan here in case it does go a little bit higher. There you go. Okay, you can see I'm a little bit underwater here on this PEPE short, and I got that Bitcoin scalp long I told the hackers about. I am obviously short there. AVAX short from this morning. Sui's got a short running here. Brett's looking good for me at the moment as well. And what do we got? XRP, that was a short again from a great zone. Double hit on that thing earlier today. Okay, so we're going to cover all of that stuff. James must hate it that I keep shorting XRP. James, how are you feeling? Is everything okay?
Oh, good. I shorted it too, actually.
Okay, well, there we go. Join the club. Okay, it's totally fine. Okay, while we wait for Chaos, he's going to give us our backup zone there on PEPE in case it pushes a little bit higher. But Let's just talk BTC quickly, and a reminder here for everybody, danger zones on the 3-day, 91,700. This is a dodgy area for us, and you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 3-day candles fighting resistance here. Okay, so that is a big trouble zone for me. If we push higher, I want you guys to take note here. Look how this 50-day MA is coming down. Look at this, giving us extra confluence now at 98,200. Look at that, 98,200. So for me, there's the big danger zone here. This could be the area into FOMC that sends us back to hell. If we get a pump prior into FOMC, maybe that is going to be the one that sends us back to hell, 98,200. So these are the big ones that I am obviously watching very closely here on the 3-day, and you can see the bigger picture obviously tells us that that might be an ultimate head and shoulders, and we do get a rollover. Okay, but again, we focus level by level here. We don't panic too hard. We can short these big resistance zones, and we can obviously look for longs in great support areas. Okay, so remember that. Don't panic. Okay, never panic. Now, in terms of BTC, you can see dominance here on the 12-hour. This is rolling over quite nicely, and I was saying to the hackers earlier, this is possibly a reason why these alts didn't get rinsed any harder. We saw Bitcoin in terms of altcoins on a relative basis actually fall over a lot harder than some of these alts. And now the first area we are going to be a little bit careful on now today, after we've lost this nice horizontal, is going to be this 58.92%. So you can see we are now moving into a possible next bounce zone on dominance, and that obviously means we need to be a little bit careful on top in terms of our altcoins. Now, Peter, this is my Hackers Essentials indicator. You can grab it. There's a link in the show description. It's $49 a month if you're a member of Chart Hackers Discord, and it's $69 a month if you're not in the Chart Hackers Discord. Okay, it is there for you guys. Pumpy dumpy says Brian Rudo. Okay, guys, so there you go. There's that. And in terms of USDT dominance, actually pretty flat at the moment, so not much to report there. From that front, big level 5.67%. Big level 6.6%. In between, we kind of just enjoy the show right now. Okay, we have a little bit of fun along the way. Now, we've covered all of these things in terms of a scalp, and I spoke about a short-term bounce on BTC. I just want to show you guys on the 15 minutes. Look at that little reversal there on the 15-minute oscillator. Again, not expecting fireworks here. We don't need to do too much. A little reversal like that will be more than enough in terms of a possible scalp, and it probably tees you guys up again with another short opportunity there that you can look forward to. Okay, so there's your BTC situation. In terms of the altcoins, again, super choppy today. I don't have any extreme outliers here at the moment, especially to the upside that we can look to short with a little bit of excitement. But overall in the chop zone here, not looking that good from that front for us at the moment. Now, according to Cointelegraph, they say time to DCA into altcoins. Guys, alt season's coming. I mean, XRP $10 tonight.
I've been hearing that story, that time to DCA for like the past, I don't know how many months. We just keep hearing that. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip.
It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. So anyway, according to this, okay, according to the trading volumes, when you get to these types of levels, that generally marks some kind of bottom. Okay, so again, these things can take a little bit of time here to the downside, guys. But anyway, there is a little bit of hopium in the air. And again, just because you have money doesn't mean you have brains. So these guys could be completely wrong. But 432 million worth of ETH long. Okay, so there's a bit of conviction there. Again, we don't know how much they're holding. This guy could be a multi-billionaire, and 432 million long for ETH could just be a little bit of a laugh for this chap. So who knows? Probably the CIA longing the shit out of ETH here at the moment. So again, we don't know, but somebody's gone long. Big numbers here on ETH. And let's break this chart down. Let's take a look at the situation. So a big thing for me now, ETH on the 2-hour, guys. I just want you to note, we do have 2-hour bearish divergence. The last time we had that, it didn't end well. We had a nice big sell-off in the market. Is this going to repeat itself again? Did Dill just say bottom? I don't know. Did I say bottom? Did I? I mean, I don't know. But in terms of ETH on the 2-hour, this doesn't look great. Okay, we got a blue reversal dot. We got bearish divergence. The cash flow is tailing off at the moment. Look at that. And in terms of a de-risk into FOMC, this actually makes a little bit of sense to me at the moment. Okay, so ETH looking a bit weak. What do we do? Where's our first stop? How do we play the game? So first level is obviously your 50-week moving average support. You can see ETH right now is turning green on that 50-week moving average support. What are the combinations here that could potentially play out for us? Now, what I want you guys to watch is the potential short zone, 3,260. If, for example, there is a second wind in the market today, what we can simply see is further divergence get printed on ETH, and we could start getting some kind of spider web situation here on the oscillator. If that is going to play out, you need to be ready. Okay, 3,260, that's a possible short zone. Then I've got 4,350, that's a possible short zone. These are the big areas that you want to watch. Now, in terms of today's rejection, you can see 3,160. This was a short-term resistance zone. What is that? Okay, this was a short-term resistance zone for us over here, and you can see the divergence printed, and it started dipping to the downside. Okay, so all you want to do is you want to tie in your big resistance zones. You want to tie them in with these divergences, and then you can get your reactions. But overall picture here for me tells me leading into tomorrow or the next day, we should actually be finishing net bearish in terms of what that 2 hour is telling us, and possibly selling off into this FOMC so far. Okay, so bearish looking ETH on those time frames. 3,000 key support. 2,917 is going to be your next major support. Look at this wick. At some point, they will probably come and deal with that wick for us as well, and then come and end us. Did we get rinsed on PEPE?
We just got rinsed on PEPE. We just got wick on PEPE, and then it's come down again.
Okay, well, we'll deal with it now, guys. We'll deal with it now. Damn, PEPE doesn't want to stop. Bro, we're getting rinsed, bro. Okay, so in terms of ETH on support, 3,000 and 2,900, watching those areas there. If it does pump higher, guys, you've got your big zones. Remember now, these charts go into the Chart Hackers Discord directly after the show. They'll be available there for you guys. Okay, now let's take a look at what is next here. Let's go. Let's talk some Solana here at the moment. And we got a couple of things. So here's the watch list for the week, and I'd actually thought this is quite important for us. So Sol, we've got Breakpoint Conference coming December 11th for Solana. Okay, that is generally a bullish time for Solana. Maybe we can get a couple of days pumpage out of the market, something along those lines, but we're expecting some kind of announcements, and lots of Sol projects seem to do a couple of things. Okay, and then we've got 𝗏𝗏 is expected to release a meme coin soon. Now remember, 𝗏𝗏 is the DEX that is a competitor to, say, Gravity that we've been trading on. It's a competitor to Hyperliquid and Asta and things like that. They're going to be launching a meme coin, and we can see there's a lot of interest in that at the moment. Asta obviously has got their buyback program doing things, and Luna, if in case anyone was wondering why Luna was doing so well lately, 𝗃, remember this guy? He was like Mr. Crypto in 2021, 22, and his sentencing is happening now on December 11th. Okay, so that is what's going down with some of these altcoins at the moment. And in terms of Sol, guys, I'm doing the exact same thing here. I'm tracking this on the 2 hour. What I want you guys to see here in terms of levels is, where am I buying? Where am I buying if the market dumps? Where am I selling if the market pumps? That's all I want you guys to see here. We are expecting a ton of volatility over the next couple of days, so you need to be prepped in these types of zones. Okay, so Solana, zone number 1, okay, 133 into 134. This is your typical bull zone. Okay, here's your local bull zone. You can see that over here, that VWAP support, the 382, the 0.5, local bull zone, 134 into 133. That is zone number 1. Now, if Sol starts rolling over, you can see there's so much wickage over here, and we can pull out 618s and things like that. But I would say, you know, the big level is going to be 128 that you're going to pay attention to. And that would make a lot of sense to me as well. That would take out these wicks and things like that, give us some kind of double bottom potentially, and then a nice bounce in the market. So these are the downside levels that I want you to pay attention to. And then upside zones, well, I marked these out for the chart hackers earlier today. 139.6, that was the first danger zone. You can see I marked these charts out super clearly in the Chart Hackers Discord, so that you know where you can look for possible shorts. You know where you can look for possible longs. I update these things every single day in my channel. Okay, so 139.6, that was our first danger zone. Then our next danger zone is 142.8. That is where you could look for a second short. So if we do pump higher now today, by some miracle in the market, that is going to be the next possible short, 142.8. And then if we do pump even higher, guys, look at this. We've got a macro 0.5 fib at resistance here, 146.8. These are all reasonable short zones if we pump into these areas, especially on some volatility over the next couple of days. So any hard pumps for Sol, I'm looking to sell those. I am looking to exit some positions there if we do get those types of moves. Okay, and Gonzalez is talking about a Fartcoin major short. You got any Fartcoin major shorts there, sir?
I do.
Oh, can you start getting it ready there?
It's ready. Ready.
Okay,
my trades for today.
Okay, we're gonna talk to Chaos in a sec. We're gonna get some farts. Okay, we're gonna see if we can get this one going. Okay, let's talk AVAX here. Same story, guys. Bearish divergence at resistance. These are the rejection zones I gave to the chart hackers Discord this morning. 13.98. That is where you typically look for shorts. We now do have the divergence on the 1 hour. Look at that, pretty bearish at the moment. And in terms of bounce zones, again, look at this. We're trapping into our first bull zone, and we got to see how this is going to play out. If there is going to be a little bit more energy today, you're going to deal with the exact same scenario that I showed you on ETH. We might get a second push into these zones, and all it's going to do is going to create more divergence for us here. It's going to create spider webs on some of these tokens, and then possibly some more downside. So just look out for that. Any strength here, I'm looking at it with a little bit of suspicion until we get through this FOMC. Okay, we need to just get through this guy. And in terms of big support levels, 13.4 for me on AVAX makes a ton of sense. And then I would say start watching around 13 is going to be your next one. Okay, so I'll obviously update these every day or every morning. I'll update them in the Discord for you guys and obviously cover these things on the show as well. And Abe got full TP'd on AVAX. Nice, sir. Very, very nice. And Giorgio's got a fart fetish, pretty much like Chaos at the moment.
Cool.
Tell me about your fart fetish, sir. Let's see what you got here for us.
It's just generally when I speak to you, really. There we go.
Why is it pumping? This doesn't even make sense.
Why is anything pumping? That's the question. Why is PEPE pumping? I've given you the 3 backup levels for PEPE. I'm going to drop them into Discord now for you guys.
I'm under pressure on PEPE. I'm 600 down so far. Okay,
it wicked up and it came back. It has come back a little bit. So
we're going to look this now. Okay. Talk to me about.
So very quickly, range play going on here, guys. Clear resistance level, which we're getting close to tapping now, and a premium zone, and a clear support level, which is the same one as 1010. Okay, we've whipped back down there since. Very, very simple. We're coming to the top of the range. We're looking for a reversal. Stop loss will be above these candles to the left. Entry for me is around 41 to 42. Okay, and then my stop loss will be above these candles at about 43.5 cents.
So I'm looking 41 to 42.
I'm looking for 20. I mean, this is a big move if it comes. Initially, equilibrium at 34. Full TP, I would love to see 28.
Okay, so when is my entry? I mean, you said 41. Is it there now? I mean,
not quite. We just below. Just hold on for there to fill these wicks. 41.07. Just call it 41 cents.
Okay, 41 cents for fart. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, so lower time frame. It's consolidating a lot here. They might just give you a spike and then a drop. Okay, I like this a lot. Okay, so Chaos will put this one in the Hackers Discord. Now, guys, there's something fun coming up in Chart Hackers. Now, before I bring you some more of these other tokens, I've got Hype, I've got Asta, I've got Ondo for you guys. There's news on Ondo. Do you guys remember Ondo? RWA play, such a banger, went to zero, basically. There's news on this thing. I'm bringing you that. On Ondo. Is it time to revive that? Then we're talking XRP, obviously, and Pump. But there's nice news here at the moment. The Hackers has got an exclusive trading competition from WeX. Okay, it's going to last about 10 days. And it's exclusive for people in the Discord and people that watch the show. All you need to do is be trading on one of our WeX links. Let me just show you where we are here at the moment. There it is. Okay, so it's an in-house trading competition for Chart Hackers community. There is a $3,000 cash prize here. Top 5 are going to share $2,000. Okay. And we obviously going to track the leaderboard and make sure we have a lot of setups for you guys. And what I suggest is obviously those of you who want to play the game, come and take the when entry setups, obviously in the Discord that I provide you guys. So you're going to get entries, TP, stop losses, all these things, and you can trade them in the WeX comp. And then on top of that, WeX is giving you a deposit $100 and get a 50 USDT trading bonus. Okay, so nice. You can do all of these things here with WeX. So just go into the show description, sign up there on WeX, or alternatively go into the Chart Hackers Discord, into our links and referrals, and sign up there. And let's trade this WeX comp. I can see David's in the house here. He seems a little bit excited about that. That's nice. Okay, he's our competition captain. Okay, so I'm sure he's going to have a couple of setups there for you guys as well. Okay, so something fun to look forward to, hackers, and that is going to tee off in 23 hours. Okay, so best you guys get ready. And you know what I'm going to do again, okay? I'm going to come at you guys with one trade, okay? Maybe two, okay? And you'll see, okay? I'm gonna let you guys all get a head start, and then I'm going to come so hard at you guys with one absolute banger, okay? Now, let's go. AVAX, we've covered. Yes, we've covered AVAX. You guys know the drill. Possible upside, you know where to look for rejections. Now, let's talk about things like Lighter. And Lighter's activity is heavily inflated by wash trading. Now, guys, everyone is farming at the moment. That is the latest thing to do on a deck. So you trading and you earning points so that you can participate in an airdrop. So that is what's going on here with Lighter at the moment, in case you're wondering. And you can see Hyperliquid is obviously a big competitor of these guys. And Lighter, according to Zipper, Lighter versus Hyperliquid liquidity on spot ETH is apparently pretty comparable. Now, Lighter is launching spot trading, from what I understand. I'm not keeping too close at tabs on what is happening there, but obviously competitive to Hyperliquid, and I trade Hyperliquid a lot. I need to know kind of what is going on out there at the moment. So let's talk about Aster, another competitor here as well. Aster is looking bullish, and right now for me, like, we did give you guys this long not too long ago. I think this was about a week ago. You guys locked this guy in over here. When was this? On the 1st of December. That was a nice banger. Okay, now we back into that bounce zone. You can see maybe you've taken it again. I didn't really cover this one on the show, but in terms of high conviction shorts, my God, this is looking nice. 1.08. And what I want to say is, sprinkle that alarm on, wait patiently. We've got 50-day MA, we got VWAP from the highs, we got a big 382, we got big horizontals. 1.08 into 1.11 for Aster right now looks like an incredible short that you want to look forward to later on. Okay, so just remember that sometimes you got to wait for your setups. Let this thing play out, let it come to this upside here. Possible short coming. By the time that happens, you're going to see divergence on the 4-hour, things like that on the upside, and then possibly a nice dump coming on Aster. Okay, so something to look forward to. Then in terms of hype, I'm long hype, and I explained this last night in the Sunday banger why I was interested in being long on hype. And my, what I was saying was, just in summary here, this is a macro 618. This is a huge 618 at the moment, and we have tapped this thing now. I'm looking for this thing to push a little bit higher. So the nice part about this is the exit plan is so clean. If you close under 28, you get out of this thing. If it closes under 28, get out. I'm done. I'm not sitting in this thing. But if it starts riding now, at least we have a nice support base. Okay, so you can see what's going on here. Here's our previous support. If we do manage to hold this region, then we start grinding up again. Okay, so right now, traders 29.15. Look at that. And then 28. These are your supports that you can watch. For Hyperliquid, I am sitting in this long. Obviously, I'm looking for this thing to bounce now and start pushing us a little bit higher. Okay, now, big news on Ondo at the moment. They announced that the US SEC has formally closed a confidential investigation into them, okay? And that basically clears the way for tokenization, and everyone on Ondo was happy for an entire 7% today. It was the most amazing bullish 5 minutes I've ever seen on Ondo. And it's like everyone's forgotten again, it's like, so guys, it's a very sad thing, because Ondo was always one of my favorite RWA narratives. Whenever the market bounced, I jumped into Ondo, I jumped into like Render as an AI play. I had different tokens that I loved, okay? And Ondo was always a banger for me. But looking at this now on the weekly, this thing actually looks pretty gross. Like, it looks like they could send this thing below zero. I mean, look at that. It's like a monster head and shoulders here, okay? Like, it's ugly. Anyway, long story short, we will get a bounce. And right now, looking at the weekly chart, the best thing I can give you is talk shit about Jerome Powell, and I can give you 367 as a possible bounce zone here on Ondo. So 367 on the higher time frame. 367 does look pretty good to me. On the more degen time frame, well, guys, if you want to have a crack at something a little bit suspicious, you can see we've had our bullish pump on the news for Ondo today. Okay, look what we've got here. We had our bullish pump into an undercarriage, into a 786, into a trend. Okay, so nothing too complicated, just a typical rejection zone. Obviously drops harder than expected, and you can see it's dropped so fast here at the moment. There might be a little bit of consolidation, a short-term recovery, and then maybe more downside. So if you want something degen on Ondo, and I'm talking proper degen stuff here, you can trade this long on the bull zone, and your exit is a very simple exit plan here. So what you're going to look at here is a close under 467. if you close under 467, then you're looking to bounce out. In terms of a possible move here, it's a couple of percent. It's nothing too exciting here at the moment. I wouldn't say look for more than 3 or 4% bounce on this thing at best, and then possible more downside. You can see our oscillator at the moment. What is that going to do for me? It's going to print me some kind of reversal here and then maybe more downside. Okay, so just a possible DCB here on Ondo. Let's see if that plays out. You've got your supports. I'll put this in the Chart Hackers Discord when we are done here. Now, XRP, the gift that keeps on giving. And I mean, look at this action out of the zone last night. I mean, last night we hit the VWAP, we hit the order block, we hit the fib, we absolutely shit the bed. Look at this thing, absolutely falls over. Today they give it to us again. Look what they do here. They print a new high on XRP. Look at that, the price goes new high. What does the oscillator do? Nothing. Okay, that is divergence for me on XRP, and right now it is showing a little bit of weakness. So I'm sitting in that XRP short. No reason to do anything yet. Like, I want to just let this play out now. Let's see if we get some kind of dip down on this oscillator. Let it do its thing. Okay, so in the Chart Hackers Discord, this was obviously one of the charts I dropped earlier today, obviously for you guys. And if you're in the Hackers Discord, you're going to get this stuff hopefully before it happens. You know, we're watching it on the show now, but we've already had a few hours of downside on this XRP. Okay, so right now, XRP, big resistance, guys, 2.11. That is going to be your exit plan if you start breaking through that area. And then I've got some backup zones for you. Let me just show you. Anybody who wants to make a sport of shorting XRP, let's say the market pumps this week, where can we short this thing? 2.3 and 2.17 come to mind. 2.3 and 2.17 make the most sense to me at the moment. Now, Chaos, you got anything else there cooking at the moment? What's in your bag? Because I've got
TRX, bro. Talk about head and shoulders. Oh my god, I've just
quickly give it to us.
Yeah, I mean,
bearish today. He's sending stuff down.
I am feeling bearish. We've kind of missed this initial trade, but look at that for a move, man. I mean, I don't know, like.
Well, you got to catch that pump back. So
this is what I'm thinking. I like the look of this area here, which is obviously this wick. This is back up here. I'm only at 1%. Jesus, it looks so much bigger when it's zoomed in. But we can 100x that.
What are you?
We can 100x that shit, man. It'd be fun. This is going to be a nice scalp, guys. There's an entry here, and if we lose that, we've got an entry at the order block below. So there will be a proper scalp coming up. I'm going to try and drop this into Hackers afterwards so that everyone's got it.
Okay, guys, I got one more here for you. This SPX, obviously not looking great here at the moment. We've got Spiderweb's divergence here on the 1 hour, not looking the best. Okay, so what I'm expecting from SPX, if there is a dip later today, if there is more downside, obviously you can see the upside levels here. You can see the upside zones are 75 and 71. Those are your rejection zones. You can see today I wrote local rejection zone and possible shortcoming in the sweep at 75. Now we've got the reversal, and there is possible more downside now on this SPX. So I've got two big zones here for you that will make a ton of sense if we do drop into that. Remember, FOMC can give us all types of volatility. If you get a drop on SPX into this zone over here, 592, that looks like an epic long zone here, epic bounce zone on SPX. If that area fails, you're looking at 555. So what I want to do here for you guys, just put your alarms on. Just mark this on your chart. Wednesday is a long way away. Okay, anything can happen here in the market. If you get that drop, there's a beautiful cluster here, 592, possible long coming on SPX for you guys. Okay, Chaos, thank you, sir. Very nice. Okay, let's see. PEPE, guys, we'll update. I'll update on X what's going on there with PEPE. We'll see what's happening. And in the Hackers Discord, James, thank you, sir.
Good luck, everyone.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Jobs
Biggest
numbers.
week ever.
Biggest week in crypto since last week.